Hello, everyone. This is Sebastian Traeger, Managing Director of Reliability, and welcome back to another episode of Reliability 4.0. As always, we're on a mission to help make the world a more reliable place. And today, we are joined by our guest, Ricardo Rojas. Ricardo, thank you so much for joining us on the call today. We are looking forward to spending some time with you.
Thanks for that opportunity. It's a pleasure being with you.
It's great. Well, Ricardo, you are the maintenance manager at Tenaris. Would love to hear a little bit about the company and then your role there. So would you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Okay, Tenaris is a lead manufacturer of pipes and services for oil and gas industry. Have more than 16 countries around the world, 30 locations. Is the lead manufacturer of pipes and goods. I've been with Tenaris since 2007. I started in Venezuela, but they were forced to leave Venezuela because some situations there. And I returned to them in 2011 in Saudi Arabia. I started then working in Saudi Arabia until 2022, where I came here to US in a heat treatment facility that they wanted to ramp up. And since then, I am here in the US.
That's fantastic. So you've gone Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, US are the three locations you've worked.
Yeah, in general, yes, these are the main locations. For sure, different projects, different activities, but more or less those three countries.
It's good. Well, tell us a little bit about just your origin story. How did you get into reliability and maintenance in the first place?
I born in Venezuela. I live most of the time in Puerto Ordaz. That is a city near the Orinoco River and Caroni River. There is a lot of facilities of steel making there. There is iron ore nearby, and there is a port. Then I really started in a port doing some maintenance activities for a small company that was doing that job, reliability mainly. It was a outsourcing of maintenance. There was a company that do only taking care of the maintenance of the facility, in that case, a port. And from now on there, I really like the maintenance side, and I stick with it.
It's good. Well, Venezuela is an absolutely beautiful country. I had the privilege of visiting there while I was in college, got to play baseball there actually, and tour around the country and just loved it. So it's a beautiful, beautiful country.
Yeah, it's a very nice place. It's amazing nature.
It really is. So I'm curious. I always like to ask folks, we're going to get back into your work, but what do you like to do outside of work? What are some of those activities or?
Really, I like more reading or watching TV. I am more an ideas person rather than an active one, but mainly reading is one of the major things that I like.
Do you have anything, a book to recommend?
There are three books that I read recently. The Nexus from Yuval Noah Harari. It's very, very interesting. The Brief History of Information. Super Communicator from Charles Darwin. This is very nice also as well about communicating. And there is another one, Outliers from Malcolm Gladwell. They are very, very nice books.
Thanks for those recommendations. That's great. Let's get back to kind of some of your work. And I want to understand a little bit more. One of the things we like to talk about on this podcast is what are the goals that you're working towards? So either KPIs or goals that you and your organization focus on making a difference in.
As a maintenance department, let's say, most of the time our focus is to follow non-operative interruption. No? We are trying to keep the non-operative interruption lowest as possible. For sure, we follow other KPIs like TTRs, like time to repair, time between failures. But another one that is the key at the end is maintenance costs. It's how much cost we cost our maintenance, and overall, we have what we call possible utilization. That is really what, at the end, the business is about, is that to use the machines much as possible, because it's not about running or being available. It's that you are running and producing prime goods. And that's what we measure. We measure the utilization of the plant and the other KPIs that I just mentioned.
So you kind of want to see how much output did we produce? And then, I mean, while yes, you are concerned about time, you're really concerned about we just need to produce a certain amount and keep our costs low in doing that.
Yeah, it's mainly like maybe I run the machine only 50% of the day. But if at that time the machine is available, but it's not running, it's also not good for us. The machine is available and it's running. and producing good amount of good products with lowest rejection as possible, because otherwise we are losing money. And our goal is to minimize the cost. Then to minimize the cost, you need to have the highest production possible.
Excellent. And in accomplishing that, what are the top challenges, top priorities that you have right now?
The biggest challenge always is to maintain the plant running, but let's say we always are in focusing continuous improvement. No, we have a value that we call it industrial excellence, that is related to first zero accident. Nothing multiplied by zero is if we have an accident, it's like we are multiplying our output by zero, and minimum waste, but 100% compliance with our quality standards that normally are even exceeding the requirements of our customers. No, this is our biggest challenge nowadays, that is maintain the line running. But let's say we always set our target in our self records. You say we are not competing with somebody else, we are competing with ourselves. Normally, what we do is that our top, let's say, achievement is our top record. Then we continue toward that goal to maintain the continuous improvement. But safety and quality are, let's say, our main drivers in general. As maintenance is one of the main goals, is safe environment for our people and for our customers, and produce in a way that is environmental friendly and so on and so forth. And quality is the one that sustains the business. No, is we have a quality product, then we are in the right path. We also look a lot of quality in terms of process control, and these are the real things that driven our projects toward the future. Now, I say for sure, cost is important, but safety and quality and cost are like three pillars that should be together.
Right. That's good. So, yeah, thinking of quality, safety, and cost, those three kind of have to be in alignment. On that,
a fire. If you don't have oxygen, or you don't have heat, or you need to have the three together to have a fire. Then it's the same situation for us. Safety, quality, and cost should be all three together to have a good condition.
And you mentioned there thinking about the future. What types of tools are you seeing that are helping you lean into the future of thinking about quality, safety, and cost? Are there tools out there that might be benefiting you in that?
There is one that is complicated, that is spare part management. That is one of the most complicated, because it's a skill in maintenance that is complicated sometimes, because everybody wants to have a spare part available. Okay, that's good. But the reality is, do really I need a spare? Because if I have the spare, but I don't use it, it's a waste of money. Then this is one of the major skills that I think right now is complicated to get, because everybody wants to have the warehouse full of spares. But the reality is, a good maintenance is that one that don't need those spares, because if you need that spares, or even something is gone or something is failing too much. The other things is more related to signal trending. Now, we are very automatized processes, and we need a lot of tools that monitor all these processes and give us some hints when something happened, why it happened. That's where the signals, I don't know if you know IVA, it's a software that we use to connect to the PLCs, and we get all the signals. I think one other tool that maybe is basic, but I think it's very useful for maintenance and reliability is the conversations, simple conversation with operators, people that manage in the line. Now, most of the people think that maybe it's a basic thing, but I think for me it's very important, because these are the things that really give you the feedback of how the things are going. Or sometimes operators have a need, and because this need is not comply, then it becomes later on a problem. No, and I think communication is key in general, as understanding the situation in the line.
It's good. Hence the books that you're reading about communication, right?
Yeah.
On just thinking about the IBA, even just as you were talking, it made me think about something our company does, which is root cause analysis. Does that fit into that component, or is that a separate tool that you might use?
It's a separate tool, but is a tool that is used for, because when you are looking for a root cause analysis, you need to understand what event came first and what happened before, or something like that. Then when you have the appropriate signals, you can even prevent things to happen, or justify what happened, or check it. Normally what you do is you check a trend, of, I don't know, for instance, a cylinder is activating. Maybe it's activating the right pace or maybe not. Or analog signal have a spike, maybe temperature or I don't know, pressure, whatever. Then you can see those signals and understand what happened. No? And the good thing with that is that you have a record and you can see it in the past, but also you can see on the future is like, for instance, one of the things that we do is we do constant reports. Every 8 hours, we have an automatic report and we can see trends that working fine for a while and then suddenly some spikes. Oh, something is happening here. We need to go there and check. It's more like, for instance, vibration analysis.
Okay.
It's kind of, in this case, there are diversity of signals, can be analog, digital, whatever.
So talk to me a little bit more about this tool you use, IBA. What is that helping you solve?
Normally, for instance, process control situation, no? When we have an equipment that is working, never stop, but instead to be running 100 pipes is producing only 80. Then I am losing 20 pipes somewhere. But you ask the operator, I never stopped the machine. I didn't do nothing. I don't have any alarm. And then those type of things are very kind of hidden problems that the only way that you will see it is through this type of tools where you can see, oh, what is happening is one pipe is stopping at the end, the sensor is not seeing it, and then it's not moving. Then after a while, the sensor see the pipe and then it moves. Things like that.
I see. That's good. Okay. That's good. That's helpful to kind of understand that. Are any of those tools that you're describing, are you seeing AI get built into them? Is that something that is helping you in your work?
In this specific, no, but we have been working with different type of technologies right now. Recently, we installed some sensors of vibration, and those sensors were installed in key places in gearboxes, in motors, and things like that. And those tools are in cloud bases, and they have AI incorporated that can tell you, hey, there is something wrong here. For instance, we installed some sensors, and in a couple of weeks, they give us an alarm, hey, there is something here. Then we went and we figured out that there was a motor that was, let's say, rotating in reverse. And then it was not visible, but the AI found that there was a kind of a looseness or vibration. When we were checking the system, we found the problem was the motor was rotating in a clockwise instead of counterclockwise, something like that.
Okay.
We normally do it manually nowadays, but for sure, with the time is coming, some tools for that.
Okay. And are you a believer in that? Do you think that AI is really going to be hugely impactful in the industry, or you're just kind of a wait and see? What would you say?
I really have not seen too much AI right now on place, rather than these vibration analysis tools that I told you. But I think, yes, for instance, we are also using it for RCA. One of the things that we are doing is today our people is creating manually the reports. But now we have a tool that check the report before to issue the final version and give you some kind of validation, some suggestion. Hey, you are missing the attachment. Language models are useful for like check the reports and give you some hints and so on. Then we are starting using it, but it's kind of a baby steps right now.
Okay. So you've got some optimism, but you're kind of like, it's not yet really revolutionizing what y'all do.
Yeah.
It's good. That's helpful. I always like to end our conversations, and again, we've been talking to Ricardo Rojas, been a great conversation. I like to end with kind of one thing about your expertise, what you've learned in the field that you'd want to pass on to other folks in maintenance and reliability. So kind of what's your one final word you want to share?
Well, I think I always said that maintenance is not about machines, it's more about people. One of the things is that maintenance is not about caring of the machine, but building the team that have the ability to care about the machine. And this also requires kind of developing the team and always training them. No? One of the things that happens sometimes is that our teams are afraid of technology. And because they are afraid of technology, they get stuck in the past. I think we need to encourage is to push them forward and make sure that they only don't use the tools that were very useful in the past, but also the tools that are ahead. No, for instance, like people that can use a vibro pen or can use I don't know, there is some sensors that can read noise and detect you where are the leakage and things like that. But sometimes you show a tablet to a maintenance employee and you say, oh, this is too much for me. Nah, it's not the case. We need to try to incorporate those tools. And I think thanks you for inviting me this, because I think this type of podcast or sharing information is also something that we need to embrace now, is to use also the sharing knowledge tools that are many and digitals, and these type of things are something that can reach to many, instead of, let's say, we only keep for ourselves, but there are many things out.
Absolutely. Well, and again, just to say, I mean, that's part of our goal. So to all those listening, we are really about helping engineers and those in maintenance take practical steps to using technology, learning from each other, sharing knowledge, gaining best practices. And so we hope this conversation has helped. And if you're looking for RCA training, resources, and material, of course, we encourage you to check out our company, reliability.com. And if your company is looking to dig a little bit deeper into RCAs, you can use our in-house software called Easy RCA. We are thankful to you, Ricardo. Thank you for being a part of the show. We appreciate it. We appreciate the knowledge you shared. And that is all, folks, for today. And as always, let's go forth and make the world a more reliable place. We will see you on the next episode. Take care.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.